Chapter 10. Grayle. I hit Scott's number, but his phone must have been off. Then I tried Caden's number and he picked up. "Hey baby, tell Scott to keep his phone on and I'll fly in today to give him the day off. How is everything going?" Well, Amy woke early ready to play and Scott was tired, so I told him that I'd sleep in Amy's room and he and Lane could get some time together. "I have Amy here with me, so say something to her. She's reaching, not knowing where the sound of your voice is coming from." I tried to use my best baby voice, then Cade said, "Amy, say daddy." Her eyes lit up and she tried reaching for the phone. "She recognized your voice, Gray. She's trying to talk. We both miss you." I missed them too. I bit my lip because I didn't want Cade to hear the crack in my voice, or how painful it felt being away from them. "Brian is hiring someone today, and when you get home, I can spend more time with you and your little baby. Has your father seen here?" I told him about her, but I didn't have any spare time to bring her to his place for him to interact with her, I said, trying not to let all of this overwhelm me. Knowing I should spend more time with my dad, I made a promise to myself. He was getting older and his memory wasn't what it should be, and I didn't want him to forget me, especially since I hadn't seen him for some time because of all the responsibilities with work, a baby, and my love life. However, I had to make time, and that was what I'd planned on doing. I didn't need more money, and what was it worth if you couldn't be with the people who made everything possible, and your life better? I was thinking about taking her to the beach with me, Scott, and Lane, and then later bring her to see your father, if that's okay with you. I don't see why that should be a problem. 3 men, nothing should go wrong, right? But hold off with my father. I want us to take her together. I'd like that, Gray. I'll make sure that nothing happens on my end. I'll watch her every minute. I won't let her out of my sight. I'll die before I let anything happen to Amy. She'll be your baby too, as soon as we make the announcement to our friends and family that I'm marrying you. You will marry me, won't you? Do you expect me to change my mind after what we've been through? I want this forever, and I plan on working for that. I told you before that I have time, and now my time will be devoted to you, your father, and Amy. You are my family now, and everyone will be a part of my family. Just wait until I tell my mother. Can we wait until I break the news to her about the date? We haven't chosen a date yet." The phone went silent. Cade. I was just processing all of this, he said. "I'm going to be married, and to Grayle Meadows, no less. Do I keep my name or do I take yours?" Cade's voice was raised and excitement shone through to me on the other end. I realized that he might have been dumbstruck and, like he said, processing it. I couldn't wait to be married to a man I dearly wanted. "It's better if I broke the news to your parents, considering how it went down last time with Austin. And speaking of him, have you seen him?" "Only in my nightmares," Cade joked. I knew he meant that as a joke, but in the back of his mind, I suspected he was as nervous as I was. When Austin was making a nuisance of himself by showing up like a vulture after a kill, I knew what Austin had been thinking and what he'd planned on doing, but with my life changing because of Cade and Amy, I felt jittery about him showing up and throwing a wrench into my plans for the future. I just didn't want any more drama in my life with him. I wanted him out, and I would do what I could to keep him away from us, especially at this time. And because he hadn't come around to see Amy since I asked him to pay child support, and he claimed that he had no money. I knew that to be a lie. "My flight should be in tonight, babe. I'll probably crawl into bed next to you, so don't be surprised when I wake you with, 'I have a meeting now, baby. Kiss Amy for me, and tell my father that I'll see him tomorrow.'" The conference had taken longer than I thought, and more like a waste of my time. Anyone could have gone to New Jersey, met with the ship owners, and read over the contracts that had already been signed by the company I represented. It was more like someone wanted to get their money's worth at my expense. It wasn't enough that I had sacrificed my life by agreeing to take this job, when no one from New York wanted it in this small town. As I packed and got ready to check out of the hotel, I received a call from Scott. He was calm, but I heard Cade huffing and all excited. "What is it, Scott?" "Calm down. You haven't told me why I should be calm." "It's not Cade, because I can hear him in the background. Then it must be Amy. Tell me what's wrong." "I'm fucking calm, and if you don't tell me something, I will be upset." I held my breath. Amy had her checkup today, and Cade and I brought her in to her pediatrician before going to the beach. She hadn't received Amy's records from New York, and when the records arrived just today, she discovered that Amy had low hemoglobin with a blood disorder. I forgot the name of it. It starts with a T, but you find it in females from the Mediterranean region. "Go on," I said, gripping my luggage tightly, waiting for the bad news. "I've been talking to the doctors, and they said that Amy would need a transfusion, and we can't find Austin to check his blood type. Nevermore Small Hospital doesn't have any supplies of O negative for her. That's why we need Austin. Ask him how soon can he get here." I heard Cade say to Scott. "Calm down, Caden, he's coming. Tell the doctors I'll be there in less than 2 hours, and I am O positive if that helps. Make sure you tell them that I'm gay and have always had protected sex. I have to leave now to get to the airport on time and call Austin." I got off the phone and quickly got a waiting cab, and he took me to the airport. I finally got in touch with Austin. "Austin, where the fuck have you been? Did you know that Amy was in the hospital and she's sick?" "I've been busy all day and no one called me, but I just turned on my phone. I'm going to Nevermore General." "Is that where she is?" "Yes. There's only one hospital in Nevermore, and Amy's there. She needs a blood transfusion from her father. You know anything I can do, I'll do it. Are you okay?" "I'm boarding the plane now. To answer your question, it's not about me. Whether I'm okay or not has nothing to do with what's facing our little girl. Now get over there and do what you need to do." I hit the button and hoped Austin would give our baby her needed blood. When the plane landed, I rushed out, citing an emergency, which was more than true. I got a cab to race to the hospital and drop me at the emergency entrance. Carrying my luggage, I found my way to the floor where the babies were, and ran into Amy's pediatrician. "How is Amy, Dr. Uday?" "She's doing fine for now. Your fiancé is with her, but there's a problem with your ex-husband. It seems he wanted to give blood, but it's not compatible with Amy's. In other words, he's not the father." I glanced around for the nearest chair. The doctor walked over and said, "Are you all right?" It seems Mr. Austin had the same reaction when we gave him the news, and he couldn't give Amy blood. "I hope you're O positive, because that is the universal blood type." "I am." Standing, I said, "Show me where and what I have to do."